Who created God? Between philosophy, reason, and logic. The question, who created God, is a profound and recurring one in the history of human thought, reflecting the nature of the human mind that seeks to understand its origin, destiny, and the world around it. It is not merely a simple question posed innocently by children or widely discussed among scholars and philosophers, but rather an intellectual challenge addressing major issues related to the existence of the universe, its source, and the end of the causal chain governing the world. In this article, we will explore this question from philosophical, rational, and logical perspectives, presenting the views of various philosophers and scholars, aiming to arrive at a comprehensive understanding of this topic. The question and causality. The question, who created God, stems from the principle of causality, which is one of the foundations of human reasoning. Causality means that everything has a cause. If something happens, it must have resulted from something preceding it. Based on this principle, humans have wondered, if the universe is created and has a cause, who is the creator of its creator? And if God is the first creator, how do we explain his existence? Can there be something without a cause? But can we apply this human concept of causality to God? Or is God, as a metaphysical existence, beyond the limits of causal thinking that apply only to the material world? A philosophical view, the prime mover, or the first cause. The Greek philosopher Aristotle, 384 to 322 BCE, was among the first to deeply address this topic. Aristotle proposed the concept of the prime mover, or unmoved mover. He argued that every movement in the universe requires a cause, but this chain of causes cannot extend infinitely. Therefore, there must be an eternal and uncreated first cause that sets everything into motion without being influenced by anything else. This concept was later adopted by the Islamic philosopher Ibn Sina, Avicenna, and the Christian philosopher Thomas Aquinas, who affirmed that God is a necessary being, meaning a self-existent being, not reliant on any external cause to justify his existence. The religious answer, beyond the question's limits. From a religious perspective, the question, who created God, is inherently illogical. In the Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, God is the eternal being with no beginning or end. He is the first without a beginning, and the last without an end. The Quran articulates this idea by stating, he is the first and the last, the most high and the most near. Surah Al-Hadid 3. In this context, God does not adhere to the laws of time, space, and causality that apply to created beings. Asking, who created God, is akin to asking, what is the color of sound, or what does taste look like? It attempts to place an entity that transcends material understanding within the framework of limited material concepts. Views of modern philosophers. Modern philosophers have approached the issue from various angles, particularly with the advancement of natural sciences. The German philosopher Immanuel Kant, 1724 to 1804, focused on the limits of human reason. Kant argued that while the mind can think about material phenomena, it is incapable of fully comprehending metaphysics, including the existence of God. From this perspective, the question, who created God, is beyond human intellectual capacity because the question itself transcends its abilities. On the other hand, the British philosopher Bertrand Russell, 1872 to 1970, addressed the issue critically. In his book, Why I Am Not a Christian, Russell questioned, if everything needs a cause, why shouldn't the same logic apply to God? However, he did not provide a definitive answer, instead suggesting that the question reveals the limits of human thought in explaining existence. The scientific perspective, the universe, and non-causality. Science, in turn, has offered a new perspective on this matter. Modern discoveries in physics, such as quantum theory and general relativity, have revealed phenomena that do not always adhere to traditional causality. For example, in quantum mechanics, particles can appear without a clear cause. This opens the door to the idea that the universe itself may have emerged without an external cause, eliminating the need for a metaphysical being as a cause. However, scientists who support the idea of intelligent design or the existence of God argue that the complex laws of the universe point to an organized and designed creator. Physicist Stephen Hawking, despite being an atheist, suggested in his book A Brief History of Time that the idea of a divine mind, might be acceptable to explain the universe's precision and its laws. Logic and ultimate questions. Logically, the question, who created God, opens an infinite series of questions. If God were created, who created his creator? And so on. However, philosophers and logicians argue that the causal chain must end at some point. This point, according to many, is the first existence, or the first cause. If it is said that the universe is eternal and does not need a creator, why not consider God eternal as well? If matter can exist without a cause, why can't a creator exist without a cause? Perhaps the question who created God is, at its core, a reflection of human bewilderment before the magnificence of existence. Humans, with their limitations and intellect, stand before the infinite universe, questioning its beginning and its end. Deep within this question lies a sense of wonder, the same sense that has inspired poets, philosophers, and scientists throughout the ages. God, in philosophical and religious thought, is the pinnacle of metaphysical contemplation, the intersection of faith and reason. There may not be a definitive answer that satisfies everyone, but the question itself opens the door to contemplating the meaning of life, the origin of existence, and humanity's role in this vast universe. In conclusion, is an answer possible? Ultimately, the question, who created God, is not one that can be answered with definitive proofs or conclusive evidence, but it is an intellectual journey that drives us to explore the limits of our knowledge and understanding of the universe. Whether one believes in a creator or sees the universe as a grand coincidence, pondering this question always reminds us that we are part of a greater mystery, a mystery we may never fully unravel, but one that fills us with wonder and a yearning. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share it with your friends, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel to get our latest videos.